can't see you being here so late, especially West Coast time and all. Oh, excuse me. This is my first time, my first video. But I have something to say. Now. There'll be many chapters in this, but I want to get to know you a little bit more. Have you ever been someone that's dreamed of working somewhere and meeting and thinking that one day that I made it to the big city, so my dream is to work at the biggest spot and be the biggest entertainer, or write, Mom, I made it. I'm a cocktail server at Second City. So the year was 2005. I was going through being in my 20s, living in Chicago, have been there for school. Oh, and having to transition because I didn't have enough money for school because it was the Bush era. Hey, you later millennials, read about the Bush era. This early millennials got you. No, I don't. I ain't got shit. But so 2005. Well, actually, let's go back to 2004. 2004, I used to take courses at Second City. And I took the year plus improv class. That's when I really thought, this black girl's gonna be on SNL. That black girl's gonna be, she's funny, she's, oh, trust me, being 22, 23, if I take these courses, I'm gonna learn how to make magic. So, after taking that year course and graduating, because they give you a certificate and it's like, yay, and you perform for people on the Second City stage, which is great, and you're like amped up, especially if you know the history of Second City, if you know your craft and your art form, and you're like, this is where I want to be. So after that, you realize, I know what I can do as well, hustling in my mind. I'm going to work here as either a bartender or a cocktailer. Well, at the time, they were looking for cocktailers and bartenders. And bartending at that place, kudos to every bartender. Kramer, yeah, and some of my old homies, but I could not ever fucking bartend there, no. So I became a cocktail server, or excuse me, I applied. I was actually really happy at the fact that I got hired there, because I'm like, maybe it's because I took courses. But as you get older, you think about things and you kind of wonder, why did they actually really hire me? Because it wasn't because of my talent, because that had nothing to do with it at the time. I was looking for the job, and you know, the Second City class, there's so many waves of people. And you know, a lot of people that I met some really cool cats in the courses. I met some of my best friends for life. Rena Calm, yeah. From working there, and some of the artists and the actors. Yeah. I won't say their names until I'm done with this story. These are chapters, so I don't want to hurt no one's feelings. But I was excited when I got the job. I was hired in my first night. Shout out to some people that were working there at the time. Let me tell you, and this is nothing against what Second City. No, this was my own doing. You know how when you know you work in a, this is for my Black brothers and sisters or anyone that knows that you're different or people of color, when you work in an establishment and you break yourself down so much to appease. Yeah, one of my most embarrassing nights ever working was my first night at Second City. It wasn't their fault. It was my fault mentally. Things that happen at Second City, it starts to become their fault. But this time, this is my fault because this is my first night. So at Second City, we had the Palm Pilots. Mind you, this is 2005, and we have Palm Pilots, and we have trays, and you have to assist through the first, before the show starts. It's chaotic. You boom, boom, boom. You have to do sections, and then you have the show goes down. You kind of leave. You glide. You make your own move. And you glide away, and then like you make sure through mid, and at the time it was Red Scare, so I remember there's a certain part of the act where you go and through, you guys okay, okay, and then there's certain levels of it. Well, I'm about to embarrass myself and my people. In the middle of Red Scare, well, actually, there's a part, God, it was Mary Beth Monroe and Claudia Mitchell and, oh, God, there was a scene, it was 15 years ago. It's a playoff Bush too. It'll come to me, maybe the next chapter of this. But anyway, first night, I saw people like, this is the time when you go in and slide. And I trained and what have you. I decided to get on my hands and knees and do this. Look, you guys. You guys okay? I'm okay. Cool. It's okay. You okay? You guys okay? Oh, here you go. You hold that. You okay? You guys okay? Okay, cool. Okay. Oh my God. It was so embarrassing, even after my first night at Second City, the people in the office said, "Hey, did you have a nice first night?" I was like, "Yeah, it was all right. I'm learning." Like, well, you did a really good job, but you don't have to slide the tray and peep your head up. And here's something that's really funny, because at the time, in my early 20s, and you would think I would know better, but I am actually, I'm from the suburbs, and my experience is different. You live and you learn, and you get better at these things. I didn't realize at the moment that reflection, we didn't hire you to do that. Someone said that to me. I think it came out wrong, but at that moment I was just like, it was boo-boo on my part, but boo-boo on that person that said that. That actually happened in the office. I'm just saying. But obviously, I guess I did a good job that night, and I started to learn a little pride. And then also too, I started to learn who to keep my eye out for how they talk to people in the management department. But that's no racism at that with the job just yet. But my first night, yeah, I was on my knees at Second City, shuffling a tray down like this. That's okay. Are you a tourist? Are you a tourist? Are you a tourist? I think that was it. Man, it was 15 years ago. But there's more. So I'm going to end it at that. There will be more Second City stories. We're in 2005. Oh, by the way, I still have my checks. So, and then we'll talk about why did I not become a successful writer? Oh, that's my fault. Never mind. Au revoir.